mom was and how much she loved you. As confusing and hopeless as her death was, it brought some clarity to my life. I could not deploy anymore. Life is about you boys, not my desire to fight or avenge her death. I think about getting one more shot at ISIS every day, believe me. Deploying again may or may not have been possible, but I knew I couldn't risk it. Making my boys orphans is something I just can't do. Your mom would never forgive me if I did. I know my brothers and sisters still serving have the vengeance covered for us, but that part of the fight is no longer mine. My new mission is raising you, Colt and Josh, into the young men that your mom would be proud of.
Chapter 1. Hunting Humans. Syria, 2018. Hunting humans, like most trades, is a craft mastered through repetition and experience. Many in the world of special operations spent the better part of the past 2 decades devoted to refining it, but very few transcend from craftsmen to true artisans. Like many great artists in the past, most of their names will not be known during their lifetimes. A black Hyundai Elantra, covered in dust and sporting a few dents, cruised down a 2-lane highway in the Syrian desert against the backdrop of a beautiful sunrise. Red in the morning, sailors take warning, Kay thought, sitting in the back seat. They didn't use real names on missions, but you still needed something easy to remember. Kay was easy enough. The radio dial was stuck on Al Medina FM, a manageable but annoying situation Kay and the other 2 operators dealt with on their 90-minute morning drive. It was too early for non-stop Arabic music. But conversation died down about an hour ago, so it is what it is. The mission was to meet a source at a small compound in the middle of nowhere. In post-ISIS Syria, allegiances changed rapidly, and friendly didn't mean much, especially when dealing with someone who made it clear the highest bidder could buy them. It was a potentially dangerous rendezvous. Air support would be nice in case things went south, but you're in the wrong line of work if you expect that kind of safety net. This meeting wasn't their first rodeo, and if anyone knew how to navigate it successfully, it was these 3. They had a combined 50 years of military experience, almost all of it in special operations. They were all selected and trained for their ability to hunt humans off the grid, in ambiguous situations with little to no support. They were entirely in their element. They weren't wearing body armor or helmets. Hell, they weren't even wearing uniforms, unless you count the faded New York Yankees ball cap Kay always had on. No machine guns or rocket launchers, just a Glock in the waistband and 1 spare magazine. In their line of work, usual military grooming standards were not only disregarded, but considered dangerous in the high-threat environments they routinely worked. 2 of the 3 looked how most would picture a stereotypical operator on a low-visibility mission: tan skin, longish hair, and beards. Kay opted for a ponytail. The driver was a native-born Iraqi who came to the United States after his parents fled Saddam Hussein-controlled Iraq during the 1990s. He sported Walmart knockoff Ray-Ban sunglasses and a Timex Ironman watch, which complemented his old beat-up flannel. His philosophy was to be frugal with money but liberal with a belt fed. He went by the call sign Jake, but only because Jake from State Farm was too long for a radio transmission during a firefight. Scotty rode shotgun, an old frogman turned contractor. He wore a pair of Oakleys, a black Casio G-Shock watch wrapped around his tattoo-laden arm, and a well-worn Black House MMA t-shirt from Brazil. He was Kay's lookout during meets. If shit went south, he'd be first to draw. But if he had a choice, he'd rather be spearfishing off the coast of, well, just about anywhere there are fish. Operator doesn't refer to everyone in special operations. The term is reserved for those few who weren't satisfied with their Special Forces tab, the color of their beret, or their Navy SEAL trident. Those, like Kay, who wanted to serve at the most elite level of special operations and volunteered to take the long walk. 70,000 of the 1.3 million active duty service members in the U.S. military are assigned to the U.S. Special Operations Command, or U.S. SOCOM. Among them are the operators, the 1% of the 1%. But few realize these same operators are the friendly neighbors and Little League coaches back home, tasked with balancing home and work like any other busy American.